Hey guys, Salvi here, just reminding you to, of course, like, subscribe, and follow, and all that kind of good stuff that YouTube asks if you enjoy what video I'm going to put out for you today. Thank you. This video is going to be a separate one compared to my other videos. It is going to be a little bit of a different thing. It is, of course, Vaernima, which is the person that I'm talking about today, and their experience with a content creator called LukePingu. And of course, when it comes to these things, I do try to be as respectful as I can. I do apologize if it seems like I'm a little cold or whatever. Sometimes that goes through with, my autism, etc. But I am trying to be the most respectful I can in all of these situations, and not because I don't believe them, but because it's just I have to be very responsible as a content creator that is now a public figure because of my size that I have on my channel. I do have to say all these things are, alleged until proven true in a court of law. All those things always, I say that with every single one, whether it be the large v shoujo things that have happened in the past or whatever, all those things are allegations until proven true. All the little leaks and things like that are all allegations until proven true. I say that because I do believe, personally, what they went through is what actually happened because they have receipts, but just legally, I do have to say that. Just letting you guys know so you guys don't get angry at me and you guys can fully understand what I'm going through, what I'm trying to have go through here. So, having said that, having had that long little thing there for you guys, let us go through this. We are going to be talking about here. So before we read, not easy for me to write. I've been awake since 11 p.m. yesterday. It is now next evening. This was done on the 10th of August. My anxiety has been pounding in my chest, and my mind is still trying to process what happened. Releasing this to spread awareness, not for pity, but because this kind of behavior can happen to anyone. It needs to be called out. No matter if the information he found was wrong, his intentions are clear to blackmail me for S content. I do not condone harassment, witch hunting, or any of the matter. Just block and report. I am the exact same way. Anything that I put out here, anyone that I highlight out here, good or bad or whatever, if you don't like them, block them. Just report them if you think that it's a reportable offense. Do not go and harass. Video remains unedited, recorded right as it happened. Around 10 minutes, you can clearly see DMs of him switching to blackmail. Apologize if the video is a mess as written before. For over 22 hours, I'm going to show bits and pieces of the video. Of course, I can't show all of it. I won't show all of it. But what I will do is I will link you to the video itself so you can watch it yourself and get the full thing yourself. You're going to get my opinion on it. You're going to get what I feel on it. But I want you guys to also watch it all if you want. They're getting this off their chest. Why I mentioned the relationship, it is basically they did have an open relationship. It was a ruled open relationship. What this means is that it is open, but with certain rules, certain expectations, certain things you can and cannot do. All of it spelled out in order for both sides to not have any issues in the future. From what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong. That's what it's all about. It means interaction with others was allowed under specific rules. No relationships outside of ours. We agreed to it when it was dealing with frustration over time. After this experience with how people react, I realized I didn't want it anymore. Even though my partner was okay with me being a lewd VTuber, does not give strangers the right to immediately be flirty or S with them. And that makes perfect sense. I'm sorry I have to say S and that kind of stuff. It will lower the reach of of this video if I actually use the words. I only mention my relationship set boundaries early because I know some people are uncomfortable with it. It's not an invitation. Never is. Open relationships, being flirty on stream, in the context of just being flirty on stream or being lewd on stream, does not mean everyone can flirt back in private. They can do it in the context of the situation, maybe, if it's open in that way as, chat and streamer, but not anything more. Does not mean you have permission to ask me, like sexualize person and flirt with them, pressure them, that kind of stuff. What they're saying down here, that what they're alleging that LukePingu did, again, remember, as I said before, if you're wondering why I say alleged, look at my intro and look at the what I said there. Friendly start. Conversation began with a simple chatter and later mental health and streaming stress. Offered him support and encouragement. We discussed VTubing and anonymity. Flirtation begins. He makes cheeky comments, only one ear. Naughty asks to see my VTuber model. To share it, he asks the S aspect to big boobs, long legs, and stockings. Explain my model, partner's consent, and what we have an open relationship. The tone increases. After hearing about the relationship, he said, just like me and you. Comments about my picture, especially ones where I'm wearing gym shorts. Asked, don't suppose you have gym shorts on right now. And makes innuendos like give me a hand. Privacy threat, admits to looking for my Instagram. While I might have found your personal account, if you want me to help you stay anonymous, I would recommend if you plan on streaming NSFW stuff. Made me fear I found my real account. Read to me as leveraging personal info to pressure me. Yes, it is. It is very much so. When confronted, after realized it wasn't my account he found, he denied it was blackmail, claiming he wanted to protect me because I wanted to be anonymous. No, no, no. You're trying to manipulate. You're trying to have power. You're trying to do that. Have some sort of leverage over the person. Says he misread the vibe, feels bad, frames it as he's never done this with anyone else, repeatedly steers back to S comments despite me trying to keep things friendly. Well, this is wrong. The boundaries are ignored. That's the big one. That's the big one. Boundaries are ignored. Boundaries are there for a reason. It is disrespectful, outright disrespectful, to anyone to go past their boundaries. It is illegal in some cases because of what it causes you to do and causes for the other person to happen. Jumped to S topics despite no invitation. Leverage implied, suggesting he found my personal account, offering to help me stay anonymous, threatening whether or not it was intended. Manipulation, downplaying after confrontation doesn't erase the impact. Final note. Wait for the staff from Discord server we both share to respond before releasing my raw video. Video won't be edited. It captures my truth in the moment, my fear, and my exhaustion. My being open about possible future NSFW content does not mean I am open to sexual advances. My relationship status is not an invitation. If someone pressures you or tries to use personal information against you, it's not your fault, and that would be doxing. It sees I mentioned autism ADHD as part of my conversation. I now realize that it may have made him think it's easier to manipulate. Yes, it does make people think you're easier to manipulate. It makes them think you are mentally deficient, which is not true with autism. I have it. You can be a highly functioning autistic person. It is a spectrum. ADHD does not mean you don't understand the way things work either. But it will make people want to manipulate you. Those who came in at the start of GTA RP, I apologize. Did not see myself returning to time to RP. Basically because of the whole situation here. They do not want to return to that. That makes perfect sense. We're going to go to the video a little bit, as I mentioned before, and gave you guys a little bit of what is going on. The place where I'm going to start the video is where they start talking about, this is, some stuff about time to RP, and they are doing kind of a screen grab while they are talking about it, and it is continuing on, talking with friends and drawing, probably going to go to bed in a couple hours, sounds great. Time for you right now. Geez, your sleeping pattern is worse than mine. Yeah, I don't see it. Don't mind it. That kind of thing. Just kind of having regular conversations that are going on. And let's see what she says.
Now that I look at it, was probably like another hint to something sexual. This is him seeing me lurking in his stream. Because I had his like stream pinned because I was watching someone else. And then it got to him, and then it got to someone else. Like I just pin people's streams when I'm interested. Because it plays in the background when I like draw and stuff. He took as like a, ooh, maybe I can manipulate this girl. I don't know what's going on in his mind, but for me, when I have too much energy, I have a tendency of just moving my feet a lot, or singing to get rid of the extra energy.
I understand that.
Or cry, like I'll probably do tonight. My anxiety is too high to the point where I'm just trying to just breathe through this. I'm like, what's in your mind? And he was just talking about his streaming thing, and I said like, I get that. This is basically useless junk. You just want to get to like the actual like thing, right? So this is where he asks at number 13. This is where he actually asks, like, can you explain VTubers? I know it's anime inspired. I just want to know the actual meaning behind it. I'm like, it mainly came from Japan, but it's a way people can express themselves online and keep like that doesn't. I didn't really need to renew my license because it's only a learner permit, so it wasn't really illegal. I just wanted to sound cool to a Twitch partner. I showed him my design, and then this is where he asks like the sexual aspects, with the big boobs. I'm like, I'm redesigning myself because it's too pink, even though my next design is still going to have pink in it.
So he started to get pretty soon. He started to get very adult oriented with her. And I do not know if at this point, it doesn't look like at this point there was consent yet on getting that way. but he started that conversation. Looks like he started going in that direction.
And I'm like, see, right there, that's where I admit it. And she's like, she is a fae after all, enchanting and such, something that I strive to be. Because I wish that, you know, I was pretty as like my character, like my OC. I was like, I didn't know you had a partner and stuff. Uh, so you're in an open relationship? I'm like, yeah, since we're in different countries, that's cool, just like me and you. I'm like, ayo, too soon? I'm like, maybe a little bit. I said, I don't mind because I wasn't really registering it very much. I say dumb shit to my friends all the time, which I was just talking about to my friends because like maybe I can get like a friendship out of this guy and we can have a stupid friendship like I have with like um my friends that I won't name because I don't want them to like, be a part of the drama.
So yeah, they go through a lot more conversations. Like you can see here some more
Instagram,
stuff.
that thing's abandoned. I've been that ages ago. It's like, oh, I might have found your personal account. If you want me to help you stay anonymous, I would recommend if you plan streaming not safe for work stuff. And this is where I shat myself. As you can tell, there's a huge gap before I texted back. And the reason the huge gap was like I was texting a friend of mine asking like, hey, is this am I being blackmailed? Work stuff. And this is where I shat myself. More often, it's just a spur of the moment stuff when we like talk to each other. It's just how our friend group is, as in like I wish I could remember and be more open about it. Because like I'm not gonna make dirty jokes to someone that I've just like met. But his one was like funny. And this is where he's like, by the way, I've been a bit nosy checking your Instagram, and I'm like, oh god.
That is where he kind of goes into the blackmail side of things. That's where things get really bad. I mean, they were already bad because he was not understanding any boundaries. He didn't care about any boundaries. Now it gets worse because beyond the boundary skipping part, he's actually going further and saying, "Oh, I know." Basically saying, "I know your face. We can try to keep this hidden if you want."
My Instagram, that thing's abandoned. I've been that ages ago. It's like, oh, I might have found your personal account. If you want me to help you stay anonymous, I would recommend if you plan streaming not safe for work stuff. Because I was feeling really backed into a corner. Um, and he's just like, that's okay. I'm really enjoying looking at all your pictures. And then he starts saying this, and he's like, I said, oh, okay. He's like, I can stop if you want me to. And I panicked, and like, I don't mind because I literally have a Twitch partner threatening of blackmailing me. uh, so
It's kind of a it is it's not so much the intent, it is the way it is received. Because the way he's saying it as well, it's kind of saying he has leverage. Kind of saying, I can help you stay anonymous if you want to, because I already know all your photos. So that does give kind of the vibe of blackmail, saying, hey, if you don't want your photos released, keep talking to me, or, I can help you make sure that your photos never get released. There's certain language, there's certain ways of things happening that can give off the intent that a person has. Even us as autistic people, myself as someone who it does not take social cues very well, is that I still see that kind of as like trying to get some leverage.
I just let it happen. And then he's like, are you going to be home soon? I don't want to be a distraction. I'm home doing anything. I said, not really. He said, maybe you can give me a hand. I'm guessing he wanted to blackmail for not safe for work content here.
I think what it was is he was already feeling like he had a certain amount of power, like he had something in his back pocket that he could possibly use if need be, and he rightfully or wrongly so thought that there was a comfort level which there absolutely was not. And like I said, it's more the intent that was received by the person. People can argue that was blackmail, not blackmail. But the point is, she felt that it was at that point. She felt endangered at that point, and that's not right.
And this is where I'm like, wait a sec. It's like, I just did a question mark because my brain was everywhere. I was panicking. He's like, we should get to know each other better before getting carried away, which is making it sound like I also had it in on this. Just because I say I'm in like an agreement with my partner doesn't instantly mean that I want to, you know, fuck the next man I see.
And that's true. That's very true. I'm glad that she said that because that's very true. And the main thing here is, uh, while for me, everything here seemed like she was just being friendly in the sense of not wanting to anger somebody. Someone who is more on the horny side, a guy more on the horny side, and just receiving whatever he thinks is happening, can take it too far. This person took it entirely too far and did show some malicious intent here.
It's just an agreement we have for like not safe for work content. Still had the what's the word for it? The goal to blackmail me into not safe for work content. That's the whole point of this. Even if he didn't have my Instagram, he still had the intent to find it and use it against me to blackmail me for not safe for work content. The not safe for work content that
It's blackmail or extortion. A lot of times I think it would be parsing words too much, but blackmail or extortion, whichever way you want to see it, it would be basically trying to get something from her with something that you have as leverage. So I'm not sure about the terminology specifically that you would use there, but yes, they're using leverage to they're using something they have as leverage to get something out of the other person.
I will produce in the future are not going to be IRL. They are going to be VTuber content. It is going to be animations and art. And I knew that I was safe once I had noticed my friends. He admits that he crashed out at staff, which is why he was demoted. I'm like, I don't own a car because it says here. Like before, he like said that like I was active on it like 2 days ago cleaning my car. I don't own a car yet. I own a motorbike.
So again, he's being extremely creepy, talking about things from this Instagram person, this poor innocent Instagram person that they found, and they were assuming was her. So they continue to do a lot of this kind of stuff. What I mean by they is Luke continued to do a lot of these things, and all of these things are here. Whether you believe it or not is up to you. I do believe it. Like I said, the evidence is here. The receipts are here. It is really horrible that this has happened to her. It's really horrible that someone wanted to, like I said, leverage what they had,
I'm like, are
whatever
you
they
sure
feel they had,
I mentioned the open relationship as a
whatever they feel they had, because someone else was in an open relationship. Open relationship doesn't immediately mean they want to F everybody around. Doesn't mean that the first person they meet, whether big or small, they want to go F with. A lot of times, well, 99.9% of the times when there's an open relationship, still the other person wants to go and know the person around there, not for a romantic relationship because they already have their relationship, they already have their main primary one, and they're going on and doing those things in order to just, you know, fulfill whatever they want to fulfill at that point in time. No one should ever judge anyone in an open relationship, and this one was one with rules. So she already said the rules, she already mentioned the rules, that it was more NSFW stuff on the VTuber side, and to let out any frustrations that they had. But it is not an open invitation to anyone to go and try to stick it in or do anything like that, any crazy stuff like that. A lot of people take it that way, and it is unfortunate. That is why a lot of women on the VTuber side and a lot of women on the social media side just leave or don't want to be a part of it because of guys like this and the way that they act. This is not right. It just gets worse and worse the more you go into it.
boundary point and was opening about my friendship because I thought we were becoming friends. I didn't mention that to say, hey, I'm available to blackmail or, date. I just know I can weird people out, so I just spew it instantly. I won't lie, it's my fault for being a bit too open. I got too excited. I do get excited when trying to make friends. Sorry, I just... Bleh.
I get the same way. As someone who it takes a lot to make friends because I'm bad at social cues and things like that, and I get hyper fixated and I freaking go and distract myself with other stuff and go and have other stuff being done and all that kind of stuff. I do understand how wonderful, how just great it feels to possibly be getting a new friend, whatever that friend may be.
Spat on my monitor, my bad. Because this is when I started reporting him to Twitch staff and to the Australian e-safety. There's big...
And there you go.
I'm really sorry for the misunderstanding. There's big gaps because this is when I started reporting him to Twitch staff. And
So yeah, like they didn't contact them anymore for a bit, of course, as it should be. They didn't contact Luke. Luke wanted to call and all that kind of stuff to try to fix things. Probably had an idea that things were not going so well, that things maybe he messed up somewhere. But either way, I'm very sorry that this happened, Vaernima. I'm very sorry that this happened to you. I'm very sorry that someone was like that. It is not cool. It is never cool for this to happen. Consent and of course boundaries are very important, but consent is super important in no matter what gets done, whether it be digital or it be IRL. Whichever way, consent is the most important thing. And consent, her consent, your consent, was just he didn't care. It was disregarded, it was pushed aside, and it is not right. No matter what you think about it, whether you think it was blackmail or not, extortion or not, whatever you guys think, the thing stands. This it was a big creator, a bigger creator than her, more than likely using their, maybe they've done it before. I don't know. I can't really say. That's just my thoughts. Using their size or using their reach to try to gain some benefit from it, and in this case, some NSFW benefit from it. Went a little too crazy on the flirting and that type of thing, in order to try to see what they can get out of the person. Then went out and looked into their IRL self, which is creepy in and of itself. If you're talking to someone as a VTuber, leave it as a VTuber unless they want to show you their face. Then that is something different. If they want to show you their accounts, that is something different. That is something that comes with more closeness. That will come way later. That will not come right away. That will not come when you're forcing it. So I'm really, again, sorry that this happened to you. And this is why I want to make this, because no matter who it is, big or small, there is no reason why someone should try to get any benefit out of someone else this way, other than just being manipulative and being a jerk. So I am using this as a way to spread it and a way to kind of signal boost the whole situation in order for her to feel seen, feel heard, and maybe get some justice eventually. I know this one was a bit of a heavier one for most of you guys. I do apologize for that, but I felt this needed to be said, and I did have contact with her. That's how come I know all these things here, and I did want her to have this something out there to kind of signal boost the whole thing. I hope you guys did get enlightened with what was going on, and I do hope that Vaernima, I apologize, I'm very bad at pronouncing names, does get her justice soon.